my boy Lion and to my girl Chica J. Big up to the Burntail family.
Hi, this is Sonali.
This is Lee.
And you're watching Burntail.
Hey, it's your girl Kyla, and you're watching Real Talk Live.
You can hear just saying hi. You're watching Real Talk Live.
This is Candy Barbara, and you're watching Real Talk Extra.
Shamir here. Sending out love to Burntail, and you are watching Real Talk Live.
Hi everyone, my name is Kahea and you're watching Real Talk Live.
Hey, this is Abby from England and you're watching Real Talk Live.
Yes, happy Old Year's, happy New Year's Eve. You know, everybody says different things. In Trini, we just say Old Year's. Yes, Abby, what you all say over there? Old Year's or New Year's Eve?
New Year's Eve. Yeah.
New Year's Eve. Yeah.
New Year's Eve.
First is Old Year's Day. Yes, the last day in the year. Leaving the old year behind.
Yeah.
2 hours for you. Nice. So, welcome one and all. Good night, good evening, wherever you are. It's Real Talk. And it's the last Real Talk for 2021. So in a few hours, Verena, I don't know, Verena, maybe one of Verena's New Year's resolution will be to be on to reach a little bit earlier. God. Oh gosh, you ever put that as one of the New Year resolutions, though?
I don't make New Year's resolutions.
Okay, so what?
I don't.
You do anything? Do you like set goals or anything when the New Year is approaching? Because some people may say not a New Year. No, you don't do that. Okay.
Nah. I basically have goals throughout the year. Life goals.
Okay.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
Abby, do you set New Year's resolutions?
Not particularly.
Okay.
I would try and do something, but I wouldn't set it in stone to say, yes, I have to master. Because sometimes things change. So I'll just go with the flow. Yeah.
Just go with the flow. So everybody who is joining on the live, do you set New Year resolutions? Because that should maybe really be the first question, because Verena said she don't set anything. She has her goals, lifelong goals, and she doesn't wait for the new year to put anything in place. And Abby don't really set anything in stone because anything can happen, so you just go with the flow. I remember the only time I really used to set out New Year resolutions is when it's in school and they may be asking you, what are your goals for the new year? And I basically, because I myself never really set like a New Year resolution. I will have ideas of what it is I would like to get done, what I would like to achieve along the way. Because to wait for the new year, a whole new year, just to set some goals. It's like,
And then leave it alone. Then you pack it up. That's the problem. That's the issue. You set it in December and it stay there.
Yes.
You
Saturday, the 1st of January, and it starts off hot and sweaty. And I know one of the main goals, like I know a lot of people set, is that they're going to exercise. And hot and sweaty. Week 1, week 2, when week 3 reach, the days start to get less, and then something comes up and nothing. And then they'll wait till whenever to come back around, whether it's Mother's Day or for the summer. And so and I think the reason why people may have set the New Year resolution, because they have the New Year, New Me vibes, or they want to, they just want to make some changes, or because it's a new year. And then you set it out, you write it down, but you may not write how you're going to achieve those goals for the new year, and what are the backup plan in case something comes up, how you're going to work around it. And how you'll be able to hold yourself accountable, or if you have anyone holding you accountable.
Goals not even realistic sometimes.
That's the next thing too. So we set unrealistic
achieving your
goals.
goals, yeah.
Yes.
You need to get a partner.
Yes. It becomes very unrealistic. Like some people say, I'm going to exercise 5 days for the week, but that 5 days is unrealistic for them based on their schedule. So 2 days for the week might be more realistic for that person. Or you might say, well, yes, or for 3 days for the week, I'm going to get up at 4 o'clock to exercise. Or you're going to walk, or whatever the case is, and then something comes up and you're unable to meet that goal. Or you might plan to do a course. So Abby says she goes with the flow. So Abby, this year, are you going with the flow as well, or did you set any resolution?
I have a couple in mind, and the only thing I've set is, to at least be more focused on what it is I really want happen. Spend more time on it. Really, and normally I would be procrastinating a lot. So
right,
hopefully, I'm gonna put my best foot and do it.
Right. Focus is the goal. Yes. And we really have to, be consistent. Because, things happen, things happen that will throw us off. That's why we need to have, contingency plans, because so many things can happen in our lives to affect the goals that we set. Things that are beyond our control.
They say to write down your goals and constantly review them, even though like things might change and you could just change your goal, right? You could say, you plan to write an exam in 3 months and it didn't happen in 3 months, so you change it to 6 months, or you change it to a year, depending on what the situation. Yeah. I am not particularly good in writing out my goals, but I do hold them mentally, and I always look back at it, because I don't set, like for me, I wouldn't set a whole set of things that I can't remember. I'll say I believe in trying a little at a time, you take your time.
Yeah, and that's the best to do it, because you don't want to bite more than it could chew, right? Some persons, they might make a whole tent.
Coming from the mouth of the resident free 2021.
Yes, 2021.
You
can't come at that 22, 22. You can't come at that again.
any freakish vibrations in 22? Since it's the resident, I want to know if maybe, like we have coming up in 22 anymore outlandish.
No. For that one, we going with the flow.
Abby, what's up, man? I hear only had this gracious way in now, boy. But tomorrow night is the long awaited ladies' night out. So we got to touch that and come back there, but we can realize it. Abby, I hear you comment the battery. Well, I know this one here coming to get some trouble. Check out it.
Tomorrow, the topic is self-transformation. So we'll be on a very positive note. We are back to no man tomorrow.
Let's see how it goes. Only ladies night, so then we'll talk live.
Yes, so for all who will be joining us tomorrow, the topic will be self-transformation. So, we're going to be touching on the changes that we will be making, internally as well. There are some things on the inside that we really need to work on, right? How we, control sometimes even our attitudes and facial expressions. And that could really be one of my goal for the new year, to work on my facial expressions, because sometimes, yes, sometimes it really gives me away. I need to work on my face, especially when I'm very much upset about something, or I'm angry with somebody. Just like, you know, my face. I need to work on that. Maybe sometimes I can be very passive aggressive. So that is something that I can work on as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Something to work on.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So, Verena,
Yeah, I
you have
have to,
anything that you think you want to work on?
well, I've been working on my procrastination. Like I am a procrastinator. I have all these things that I want to do, and sometimes I just put it on the back burner. I might start and then I'll stop it. I'm pretty behind.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to make assertive efforts to actually.
So you know the thing go. Right?
Yeah.
So Abby,
Yes.
I wonder if Abby going to have that significant other for the new year, boy. I wonder if
Nah.
we going to see. You know what I mean? So I plan not
No.
to bite off anybody's head. I try to talk to
Ah,
Buddha in this, and keep the vibration calm. Yeah. I'm taking it one step at a time. Yeah. So I asked a question on our live this morning. You know, what is the one thing you want to change in yourself for the new dispensations? Joining us is Real Talk Live, right? I know it's ladies' night, so I'm going to expound on the ladies' night, maybe. And what is the one thing that you want to change moving forward?
What do I want to change? I want to definitely change the people that hang around. I won't say hang around, but I want to lessen the people that I speak to, my associates. I want to get that group a bit smaller. Definitely.
So how big it is right now, Abby? Because it don't seem like you have a whole lot of associates already. So like, how much smaller?
To be honest, it's about
Good
5
evening,
people.
Sonali.
Hi, Sonali.
Okay.
But a couple of them are still not right. At least for me.
Okay. Right.
So
Right.
I want to find people who willing to uplift me, positive vibes, that kind of stuff. And I've noticed for the past couple of weeks, some of them ain't like that. Yeah.
Right. So you're going to be working on your acquaintances, cutting off some, cutting the loose ends. Yeah. Yeah. And well, for me, and so what I need to do is not be easily irritated or feel overwhelmed, because sometimes sometimes so much things happen and I could feel overwhelmed. So really to control my emotions, because sometimes I can get very emotional and I may react in a way that I really shouldn't. And I don't really want to, but I end up, reacting in that way. So it's really to control my emotions in different, situations. So I think that would be that change, and it will be a work in progress because nothing happens overnight. All right, nothing really happens overnight. So it will really be a work in progress, not to be easily irritated, not to feel overwhelmed, and not to react, based on emotions, but really be more what is the word again? Well, I wouldn't want, well, think before you speak kind of way. Think it out, talk it out of the head, and then respond. Because sometimes, we are quick to respond. So sometimes I can be very quick to respond, and then I respond in a not so good way. So I'll need to work on that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't let the emotions cloud my judgment.
Yeah. I need to do the opposite. I definitely need to do the opposite. I need to speak my mind as soon as, and don't give a damn whether their feelings are hurt. Because if you telling me something that makes me uncomfortable, normally I would just brush it off and don't take them on. But now
Right.
I'm gonna probably try not to offend, but speak my mind and let them have it right there and then.
Right
So
there and
definitely
then.
the opposite for me.
Right. For me,
Hi,
that would put me in like
Candy.
real problem. Hi, Candy Barbara. Yeah, that would put me in problem. Like if it is I go to speak my mind like that's gonna put me in real problem. So I'll have to think about it and really know how I'm expressing the way I feel about a certain situation, or something
I will
got
be
me
speaking
upset.
my mind and continuously into the
Strengthen your soft skills.
Well, let Candy, ask Candy Barbara. Let's pose the question to Candy Barbara. Now. Candy has an insight. What is the one thing you want to change moving forward into this new dispensation? You're picking something. All the hot mountain teams are just here. Yeah. Big up Shamil on the inside.
Good evening.
Yeah.
But we see
Change.
somebody relaxing in the beach
Yeah,
resort.
I see. Yeah. I see Julia. Tell Julia, come on this live. I have something to ask them. I see just enough. We have a talk.
With
Yeah.
glass in hand.
Yeah. And as we say that is bacchanal, you take that go, hey, Ole, this bacchanal thing. I watch it. Ole, take it a little clip there. Ole, like real thing.
And before it is you go, I know you have to go in it. But here now, you know what hit she the hardest? Is when she going through them pictures and videos, is to see a girl pop up on WhatsApp showing a picture of a positive pregnancy test saying he responsible.
Don't make joke not pregnant, you see?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes,
I
something
don't want
that
to be
wouldn't
his
be able to
child.
take.
I just think.
Yes.
It don't have to be his child.
It don't have to be, but it could be.
No. It could be, but it don't have to be. Not trying to take him outside or anything.
Yeah, the next installment is here. Yeah. Bacchanal again, Bacchanal. Yeah, Tavalo. Yes. The Bacchanal will continue. Yeah, the Bacchanal will continue. Yes. So I mean, we have to, the culture and everything, we need to promote it. Because that's what we're all about as well, promoting the culture and the vibes, providing some entertainment, because it can be like, huh. All right, so Sonali's saying one thing I need to change is the constant yes. I need to learn how to say no from time to time. Yes, but I've been doing that I have already started. I have already started. I did not wait for 2022. I think I was doing that leading up to my 29th birthday, that no. And, it really takes some weight off your shoulders, I must say.
Yeah.
It does. That you don't need to feel, because sometimes, but I think sometimes we feel obligated to, say yes or do something for someone. And really go out of the way sometimes. And if you pick up that phone and you ask that person to, return the favor, it's not that you're looking for them to do it, but in the event that you really need that person to be there for you, or persons, and then you pick that phone up and then nothing, nada.
Disappointment.
Like yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. Because sometimes they're there for everybody, and then when it's time for a reciprocation, it's like, no.
That
no.
always happens.
You have to be careful of how much of yourself you give to somebody. You have to be careful of that. You have to be mindful of what part of yourself you give to them too, because at the end of the day, mental health is important, and all these things lead up to your mental health.
Coming from the resident freak of basic communication.
Yeah, to be real careful.
The freak say, don't give too much.
I'm saying be mindful of what it is you are giving and how much.
You see how it could be misleading sometimes, Abby? The resident freak telling you, don't give too much, Abby. But when you check she track record, she gave it.
She's a giver. No, but I am learning.
Yeah.
I am learning. Yes.
So Abby tell me.
It's a learning process.
Abby tell me. She can tell me. What are they going over there to do fat loss challenge? I see her just I want to do it. I find we breaks in. We breaks in from this.
Is it weight loss or fat loss? Because I know they say weight loss there. I only hear they saying fat loss there.
Well, I will always put fat loss. I don't want to lose muscle. But I mean, but what is happening? Let's take a look at these ladies who boldly go where no lady has gone before at Christmas time.
10-pound challenge. Let's go.
I've been laid back, yeah. I don't wanna skip steps.
Okay, 113.
I just need a little bit of patience. You need me, I know that you.
Alright, so Candy is saying that, I need to work on that now as well. But I'm hoping to have better control over my reaction to situations. And I need to pause more before responding. Yeah. So now you can weigh yourself in the morning there. You can weigh yourself in the morning. Yes?
Just like me.
So send in the weight by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. I must say that I do not know how much I'll be weighing in the morning, but I reached close. I did reach kind of close. I went back up, So unless some miracle happens overnight, that will be a miracle. Because I don't think that at the snap I will be able to get some great miracle. Yes, but I know it really was a learning process, and it would have been very challenging over the Christmas season because
the
Christmas weekend. What I'm saying, it was a bit. I know it was challenging, but what I'm saying is during the Christmas season,
losing body fat, you don't lose body fat on a linear graph. You don't just like we thinking. So every week we will jump on a scale, maybe your body it goes on waves, right? And the interesting thing enough is that 10 pounds is easy to lose because 5 like will be water. So in reality, the reason why we pose this challenge in Christmas time, not because I'm wicked, is that when you really need to lose it when coming to your health, because sometimes we just get caught up with the corporate life and this, and I need to make this amount of money, and I need to have this post in, and I need to study all it have. And then when the doctor tell you, your borderline type 2, You had to lose some weight. You see, and that is the reality of us. You know? We put so much things at the front, especially when we're younger, Arena. Chica. So that is how we get, right? So, think about it, in the time when the top almost or let's say now, but when the time comes for actually to lose 10 pounds of pure fat, it's going and feel like Christmas time every day. You know? It's going and feel like that because what you will have to go through. Yeah, big up Martha.
Hi, Martha.
Love. Right? It will be like Christmas time every day because if you have to lose 10 pounds of body fat for your health, and that's a little bit of weight that people going into the doctor's office, and that lose all kind of 25 pounds a day.
Yeah.
Because the doctor telling them, hey, your borderline type 2, your blood sugar, your blood glucose high, your blood lipids high. All of a sudden, the degree don't look so shiny anymore. You know what I mean? And we see in it generation after generation, we put so much things in front of this. And then when it's really truly time for us to do it, it's hard till we just pack up. Right? So it's just me on a little run the chicks, you know, the things set. Right? So really and truly think about not now. Think about 15 years from now. Once you're on this planet, where will your health be? And would anything you're doing now trump having a better health?
Anything.
Like anything.
Yeah.
Anything on this scale, right? Put anything on this scale, right? And tell me, what you doing now? If that going on trump you having a better health span next 15, 20 years, would you be able to place that paper on the scale and tell the doctor, well, I had this done? The doctor say, well, that matter, high blood pressure, high blood glucose, borderline type 2. It have nothing we put in. That we put in now, money neither. So you might say we might have more money, more, you know. That not even that. That means that the doctor can file a bottle and say, okay. So he can give you insulin, he can give you pressure medication. So, you know what I mean? Think about it. Let me don't focus on this moment in time. Next 15 years, next 10 years, next 20 years, once we hit. And here's the nice thing, we will put our health on hold for 15 years to get a PhD, 10 years to get a PhD, 8 years to get a PhD, but we wouldn't put our life on hold 8 years to get a health street. So that's just me. So we are Specty coming up. I don't expect the ladies have the ladies night. You know what I mean? So we will check it's self-worth with this. We coming out.
Self-transformation.
Transforming. Autobots?
Yes. I know about the Autobots.
I mean, what do you think about that? What do you think about that rant? What do you think about that rant, big girl? What do you think about that rant?
Information.
Yeah, it real. We don't see, you know, a gentleman came, Chica. You know what the gentleman tell me this week? He said, boy, here we're going. This is what I was, you know. I didn't care because I thought this time would not come. People have to take it front. He said, I can't pay for health now. He said, when I check, he's a doctor. You mean he's a doctor, he has health problems.
But doctor, I know.
The irony, the man is IMD, you know? It's like, look, I didn't care. I was so focused. And we don't even take 2 minutes, 20% water. When we look at the day, right? Like a week, like 7 days. No day. Not one day we put in aside for years. But we were studying till next morning because we, you know. And Verena, because we had been studying till. Yeah?
Shalon, you bring a real good point, because when I was in my 20s and thing, I know, because I have been around adults who say, you know, they wish that they would have made healthier decisions when they were younger.
Right?
Because as soon as they reach 50, it's aches and pains.
Verena, try and lose 15 pounds. No, where's your age?
But 30. Right. So no, this is what I'm saying. And I've never really taken it seriously.
Yeah. Think about it. It's hard at 30. How hard it could be at 45?
At 40, yeah.
It's hard at 28. I want people to understand where I'm going with it, you know. If it's hard at we're talking about things we need to change for the new dispensation.
Sherlan, it's like, for me, it's like in the last 2 years, it just became extremely difficult. But before that, everything was good. Everything was okay. I was more active, up and down, doing this, doing that. But in the last 2 years,
think about when you were 22.
Very difficult.
How easy it is. What? Because now you have to, and the longer you procrastinate. Next, you all believe 5 years will not pass so quick. Yeah? Look how fast we reach in 2022. When it's really time for you to do it, you have no practice. So you go in and start from zero at an older age, where you do have all these pretty hormones when you was 22, 23.
Exactly.
With no kind of lifestyle change. And then now you have to do it for your health. It could be real hard. So that's it. Don't let 15 years pass and the doctor tell you, well, you had to get the sugar before a while. Chica, what do you think about it? I don't.
Well, yeah, it is challenging.
After the weight loss Christmas time, it's because you have abundance of things to eat. But when you really have to do it for your health, every day you go feel like that because people go be eating what you like to eat and drinking in front of you.
Chicken, roti.
You can smell everything.
But chicken is fine, you know.
Yeah,
but you know what the chicken is
I mean that fried chicken. When I say like fried chicken and stuff, that kind of thing. You see that red and white box looking like Christmas.
You don't see that red and white box I don't know who you have with that red box. I think for your New Year's resolution, you should get rid of the red and white box. Go buy chicken and fry it home. Or bake it home or something.
I prefer that. I really prefer that, but sometimes I prefer not to cook.
So, ladies, night chica. Abby, what's your vibes? Abby ready to bash it? I think Abby
No, I really like the concept of this ladies' night, you know.
Yeah, for ladies,
the uplifting, the motivation, you know. They keeping each other in check.
As grandmother said, you can't pay for health. You can't pay for health.
No.
You have no degree, you don't have no amount of money.
And with all the money you have, if you don't have health, you can't enjoy life.
Yeah, so I hope that everybody, you have 7 days in a week. Give your body 1 day. Start with 1 day in 7. 1 day in 7. I know she got this sweaty, so this actually. I don't want to let you now. I don't want to let you. So
Chica, are you joining us Sunday?
When did you guys resolution?
I did not set a New Year. I did not set any New Year resolutions, but there are things that I will be working on. Right. So I really need to, be consistent with my diet. Don't when it is I feel to maybe snack. Revisit my snack choices.
Tell me more.
So like those little things, making, and I must say this year actually did make some, good choices, but the drink, rather than drinking, so there was this drink, but it's no longer on the shelf right now, it's out of stock. But I had made that, change on my own without lying, saying, you should really drink this and not this, right? It was a change. I made, I did make some progress, little changes that I can say, yes, I worked on this. But then, of course, there are times, and I know really how to deal with, sometimes you get stressed, and then when you're feeling stressed out, you end up eating.
You take your comfort food.
Yeah. So I
you
mean,
go take a comfort drink.
Yeah, so I mean, it's to really hold ourselves accountable, and even if it is we feeling stressed, go, if it is they want to eat, make the right choices in food, make the right food choices or the right snack choices. I know if it is too late, because sometimes, we're eating all hours of the, but I don't be eating all hours of the night, I just be sleeping. But taking into consideration the timing that you eat and how much you eat in a short space of time. Take it now, have a nice lunch, and then just so your sweet tooth start to act up, and you decide that, yeah, I could munch on something like this, right? So, I mean, we have to really be mindful, have that mindful eating and not just, because I feel for this, I'll buy this and that, be
And
mindful,
what
check
you're
the
drinking too,
calories.
eh? Because by the
Yeah,
time you reach
what you're
40, 50,
drinking.
those acidic juices you're drinking, your knees,
Yeah,
your joints, and your hand, everywhere are going to be paining.
yeah.
But
Even all the carbonated drinks, the soft drink with
yeah,
the added sugars, all these things, we really need to be mindful of. If you're feeling for a pastry, maybe don't have the whole pastry, but have it maybe on the weekend and not all through the week. You're eating all kind of thing.
yeah.
Yeah. So, those little things could make a big difference. Little by little. We know everything won't happen overnight. Cause it's like, a drug addict kind of need to come off,
You're
it's
weaning.
coming off,
And
weaning, yeah.
it's your taste buds and thing too, eh? Because if you're accustomed
Yeah,
with a
but
certain
that
level of
has
sugar,
been changed. No, that
so
don't
you have to
actually,
reset.
you have to make up your mind, like you really have to make up your mind. And little by little, they will get there.
It will
Find
change,
different
yeah.
things that will, yeah.
It is
Because
not
I
a death
remember,
sentence. Eh, Chica? Them girls looking like a son, them not death sentence. When you say eat half a fish, you can see a BP.
no, like if it is
I want to know
if
how
it
I
is
do
in
it.
the
That's I
middle,
can eat half
Listen.
a piece.
if it's in the days where say wait for over the weekend, so maybe
Yeah.
that would be a treat because it behave
You see,
itself during the week.
what we don't have is structure. When we doing our meal plan or that plan, I always ask, what is your favorite food? You can't have a plan without your favorite food. It's not having
Exactly.
that favorite food whole week is means you. You know what I mean? Having like a reward as she can say later on in the weekend. But you see, then people tend to overeat the fats and carbs because it's highly palatable, right? That is why basically it is higher content as we the century it moreish, right? They just eat more and more and more and more and they're not feeling satisfied, right? So I be a last week now, boy, we go. I tell you, when I'm done with you, have
Mwah.
you see Lorelli? You ain't only see Kimberly, how Kimberly looking? Kimberly looking like unless she want me there. Only give Abby. You see, it's rare. You know what?
Yeah.
It's rare when people into fitness that they show that results in a certain that kind of framework. They might sell you a program, they might sell you something. Everybody sell it, but to sell something where you would see that drastic change, and it's not that you're going to be on a death sentence. It's that you're just being accountable. And we don't be accountable. We just sometimes mindlessly. We mindlessly. You know what I mean? So we should put that on the top of the list, you know. That's the top of my list. You know what I mean? Because I want to be able to
Mindful
become
eating.
sexy out there. You see, vanity is a good motivator.
Vanity.
Vanity and the doctor give a call and say, hey, if you don't change, you go to the hospital. It's either a doctor telling you something or vanity. Or you have some kind of complication or a show you're doing or you have a photo shoot
Like
or something getting
carnival
married.
coming up.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. Yeah, so consistency. Only like that, only like that.
Consistency.
Abby, tell you go
Eh,
Abby. Right, sir. Continue.
yeah, so we're mindful eating, don't overdo, drink water. Sometimes
Drink your
water and
water.
all this, yeah, drink your water. Sometimes it might be for, really look for what will work for you during the week, and don't be unrealistic in those goal setting when it comes to the food either. Sometimes we say, I need this and this is the portion. But what we want to make sure and do is, eat within what's supposed to be our limit and not overeat. Because sometimes we overeat and we don't even recognize that we are overeating.
Exactly.
Yeah, we go
That's
over.
me.
Because, like, simple, like,
Especially
I
my
remember,
time.
so, like, yeah. So, like, the calories in the protein powder, right, is 130 per serving, but you're getting 25 grams of protein and 5 grams of carbs. But let us say you're drinking a coffee and you want to add a little condensed milk or whatever. And then a serving of the condensed milk is the same 130 calories and maybe, I think it was like 3 grams of protein and 25 carbs is like a total flip. So which one make more sense? Which one really make more sense?
The one that
Personally
tastes
saying,
better.
not the one that tastes better, the one with more protein.
It's a joke.
The one with more protein. So, really have to think about, making the right tree. You might feed for this, maybe you might feed for cashew nuts, and then you might compare almond nuts. Which one, or let us say cashew nuts versus peanuts. Which one you really think you should choose? Weigh the nuts. You might feed for nuts, but which one is better? Personally saying she's on the other end of the spectrum. She don't eat at all. Balancing is very hard when dieting for me. Worse yet, I could put down when given the chance. Right? So, but she has a challenge with eating. I don't have that challenge. I just
Me
eat.
neither.
I just eat.
And I eat in everything.
Yeah, I just eat. You wouldn't believe how much. You wouldn't believe how much I could eat. Really, honestly.
But I really have to look at how much sweets are putting in.
Yeah.
I really need to look at that.
Right, and I want people for this year. I mean, going into the new year, people, nothing is wrong with meat. Protein, if they don't really want the chicken, it have fish. There's turkey.
Rainbow.
Yeah, people are saying meat bad. Meat is not bad because we need the protein.
The interesting thing about them.
Up to now, sure, and then you get my mix of that drink he just be drinking on every live. Or at least give me the recipe now.
That coffee girl, black.
Yeah, you
that is all. That has nothing inside that mix there right now. Just black coffee.
Yeah. What is sad about mortality, as I was talking to Chica this evening, is that because, like, I don't know, when people get to a certain age, they turn against protein sources, and that is the worst thing we could do, especially talking to persons in geriatrics, because it is the loss of muscle tissue that increases the mortality of the individuals at a certain age. You know what I mean? And it's strange how after a certain age we tend to demonize protein when it's more as they get older they're supposed to be consuming. And even when people, go to that place, it sometimes could have been avoided if they had a bit more muscle mass on their body to withstand the storm. Yeah? And as we on that note, before we leave, we want to send our love to Sonali because her mom has passed. I can't get no phone. And we have a clip that we want to share before we leave. And I want nobody cry. So after that, we go on, don't worry, I go cry one time. But I don't have one toilet already. Right? Sonali, don't cry. Right? But we have to, in times like these, when we lost people who, family members, it is be hard, much less a mother or a father. So we want to give love and light because I did not send the funeral link to Abby or I didn't have Marina number. So there's just a small clip of Sonali speaking of her mom in a very nice way. Oh, let's stop that. What? Marina, what happened?
Should I just rest a bomb on me? So now I accept my condolences.
Abby, she can't. Well, I don't do better. Listen, I edit all kind of videos. This was hard. I don't think to edit it. It's like, this is me. Wait this way. Should I continue editing this? Listen, man, it's a movie. You understand? It was hard. The little minute or two, I tell it. It was hard because I was, watching the funeral and Mom's is close to me as well. Right? And she gave me some instructions. The last thing this woman tell me, I ain't gonna tell her, she gave me, before I didn't even know, she was going, and she gave me some instructions. It's like, again, so she leave me with some instructions. Right? So get your cotton swabs out. We go after that. I didn't want to play it in the beginning because, we go and ask Sonali permission and she said, okay. Right? Because, Tabby, you ready? Yeah, I know that. No one is ready. This was real hard for me putting this little thing. I don't know. Little thing, but it was hard. Why everybody say, let's smile, please.
Marina. Go ahead and play the video.
All right, you talk live on it tomorrow's ladies' night. I'm big enough moms. Wherever she is, I know she's in her best place. I miss the phone. I miss the old talk. I miss the food. You always say, make sure I accept this one. Marina started crying already. Marina started crying. I miss the food. I miss everything. But as we said before, we will honor the good works that she has done because she always used to give. She always used to provide. And we should continue such things in remembrance of these and them that pass. And that was my little Superman day. Yeah.
I wouldn't lie. Home is, the environment is different. The energy is different. Normally we would be gang up together and be teasing daddy, but it's not going to be the same. Someone who you can argue with and for sure, no matter how we argue, we got in next 5 minutes. Yeah. It's really going to take some adjusting. But I am just grateful that she's at peace right now.
We're crossing the line again, falling on my knees. No stranger to pain. It's never ending. It's only something I can't forget. My heart won't let it rest, but you keep on forgiving. Admit that I'm afraid if I let go of this pain, am I completely betrayed? There's no air left to breathe. I'm drowning, vultures are circling me around it. I need to fight, I know it's just so hard to let it go. Shine a light I can see.